Hello everyone, this is Janatul Firdos and my topic is iterator pattern. So in this iterator intent is that provides a way access the element of an aggregate object sequentially without exposing its underlying representation. And also its abstraction provided by the iterator pattern allow it to modify collection implementation without making any changes outside of collection. It also enables to create general purpose uh, graphical user interface component that will be able to iterate through any collection of this application. Main thing is hiding the it's just essentially that exposing underlying representation. So applicability is that in using iterate pattern, we are able to access element of a collection without exposing internal structure of elements or collection itself. It supports multiple traversal and aggregate object, provide uniform interface for traversing different aggregate structure, support polymorphic iteration. Motivation, its have very unique motivation is that its key idea pattern is to take responsibility for access traverse out of the list object and put it onto iterator object. Iterator also provides a way to define special iterator classes that perform unique process or return only specific element of the data collection. Also, it has iterator is especially useful because it provides the client with common interface, so it doesn't need to know about the underlying data structure, which is very unique, and I really like this pattern of biomotivation participants. Iterator defines interface for accessing and traversing element. Concrete iterator elements iterate on. Also, concrete iterate implements the iterator interface and keeps track of the current position in this traversal of the aggregate. Aggregate defines interface for creating an iterator object. Concrete aggregate implements the iterator creation interface to return an instance of the proper concrete iterate. Uh, Consequence. So more than one traverse can depending on aggregate. Iterate keep track of its own traverse state. Using an iterate may be less efficient than going through elements of some specialized collection directly. Apply the pattern can be overkill if app only works of the simple collections. It's also known as a cursor. My example is the perfume names I use for implement the iterate pattern. So this is my class diagram. And here I have two interface, and I have perfume class diagram, perfume class, and name iterator class. And also I have one main class, so that perfume and name iterator concrete iterate on main class, and also have two interface, which is get iterate and has one on iterator has next, and I use two next to implement my two object, and one is boolean, and here I have one iterator to get iterator. So there is my source code, which is one is for my interface, which is container. It have one public iterator get iterator, and the other one is interface iterator, and it has one boolean and two public object next to find the loop. And in my main class, I use two loop. One is loop here for loop, which is I have perfume and it has next, and it will call the female name from the perfume name class. And there is one more here is which is called the male names, big male colognes name from the name inter class. And there is the last, which is public perfume implements by container. It's extend by container, and I declare two perfume name here, and one is for women's, one is for cologne for men's, and here I override the booleans next, and there I use if the index. I took all this doing both index and compare the length, and if statement, and also there's next override, which is has next, and it's read each of the string length, the each of the word is a string in each index. And this side have I also have a bit of next too, because in container I have two public next. So in this next also read all the colon mail in each of the index. And that's how is my output look like, because I have there is perfumes names coming up, and it's coming up like a name by order, which I had first Selena, Good Girl, Prada Candy, and then I have one more Good Girl, and then I have Savage, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and 1 Million. And there is some reference. I used book mostly, and I also used the tutorial point design pattern to understand the material code. And thank you.